and welcome to our demo of Finance Analytics. The two key principles behind our analytics suite are to generate simple insights that address challenges, drive efficiencies, and change behaviours. And ease of use. So in a couple of clicks, you can navigate from summary spend, like we see on this graph, to the detail of who, when, and what was spent. As I only have a few minutes to cover a lot, let me show you how it works and some of the features and insights. Here, we see our summary dashboard, a suite of measures based around working capital and payment processes. The dominant graph shows spend by year, split between CapEx and OpEx, with the volume of invoices. This currently shows the annual sum spent, but I have a hierarchy to show by quarter, month, and even day. These dashboards are interactive, so filtering on one aspect changes the other dashboards. There are two methods of navigating around the data. Like an Excel worksheet, I can move from one to the other, or I can drill through a report, which I'll show you in a moment. But firstly, I'll show you the Analyze feature. This is artificial intelligence to help us understand the story behind the data. Here, we see an interesting CapEx spend. I'd like to understand why. The feature analyses all the data in the system and shows us the impacts. For example, it's highlighting why the CapEx changed, measured by inputter, by cost centre, and by supplier, shedding insights that might otherwise take us some time to find. But AI doesn't account for your knowledge and experience, so let's interrogate some data ourselves. These 6 reports represent our key measures, looking at payments, invoice values, PO usage, and also spend by business unit, department, who processes the invoices, and who approves them. So, some useful dashboards which we can export into a PowerPoint if we want. But I want more detail. Payment terms is a hot topic now, especially with the government's reporting requirements. So let's have a look at this. Instead of going straight to that dashboard, I'm going to narrow down the focus of what I want to review by drilling through one of these reports. We can see our average days to pay over the last 3 years is 55 days. But I see from this report, the majority of our spend should have 30-day payment terms. So I want to focus initially on our spend that should be paid in 30 days. Now I can see I have over 800 suppliers and almost 200 million of spend. I see our average payment time has been increasing and is currently 60 days, double our contracts. This table here is specifically for the government reporting requirements and shows the metrics the UK government has stipulated businesses must report against. And over here, I can see every supplier sorted by spend value and their individual average days to pay. Let's pick ECH02. Drilling through, I can see details for every invoice, value, days to pay, whether it had a PO, and the trend for paying the supplier. Here, I see I doubled my spend with them in 2016 and reduced my average payment days by around 10%. Was this intentional? Even so, this is still 20% more than is contracted. So as I explained as the principle, in a couple of clicks, I've gone from summary annual spend to line item invoice information for a supplier, generating insights as we go. We arrived here by looking specifically at a supplier, but we can also interrogate the data through country or department spend, invoice approvers or inputters, by payment terms or PO usage. Let's look at payment processing briefly. Here again, we have all the invoices, this time with invoice date, logging date, approval date, and payment date. And we measure the time between each one to look for bottlenecks or overloads and to calculate overall payment times. Here, we can see that although Parkinson inputs a quarter of the invoices, these represent half the value, while Reed processes the majority, but low value. If we filter on the approver, Calvert-Lewin, we see a significant spike in days to approve. As it was July, they may be on holiday, but is there no contingency plan? We would expect further investigation here as to why no one else can approve these invoices. And we can easily export this information for further analysis if needed. I've run out of time for this brief demo, but hopefully have shown you how we tell the story of your data and bring insights quickly and simply into the hands of the user. We have separate modules to help businesses calculate and manage rebates and promotional funding, a suite of reports for internal audit, and a commercial compliance module which focuses on the prices charged by suppliers versus those contractually agreed. You may also find our spend analytics demo an interesting watch. But if you'd like to understand more about anything you have seen, or about finding insights to achieve your objectives, contact us on info@barcanet.com or through the website links. Thank you for watching.